Thanks, Jackie. Hello from Easter Road at Edinburgh Derby with an even bigger prize than normal, a place in the League Cup semi-finals. Derby Day in Edinburgh and the capital comes alive. For these two teams, it's a match that matters so much. The teams are here, the fans can't wait. The scene is set for the second Edinburgh Derby of the season. Playing for a place in the League Cup semi-finals, it's Hibs against Hearts. Yeah, it could be quite a night in the capital. Hibs against Hearts live on the BBC, and with me in the studio tonight, two men who have worn the captain's armband in this famous fixture, Michael Stewart and Ian Murray. The match, of course, will be played to a finish, extra time and penalties if required, and we'll have an extra, if the match is settled inside 90 minutes, we'll have an extra half hour of analysis and interviews for you a little bit later on via the BBC website, bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland. We'll have highlights for you of Inverness against Dundee United at half-time. That was quite a quarter-final played in the Highland capital last night. Lots of controversy surrounding that one, and we'll have news for you in the course of the evening of tonight's other quarter-finals as well. Motherwell against Aberdeen at Fir Park, and of course Morton play St Johnstone at Capello. So news of those built into our live coverage from here at Easter Road. Let's talk, Ian, about this one then. Hibs have hardly set the heather alight this season. Tonight could make a big difference.
Huge game for them, massive game. Billy Brown was in the paper, I think, today saying the pressure's all on Hibs, and I tend to agree with him. I think it's a real chance Hibs to set down a marker over the rivals tonight. Hearts, young team, a wee bit low on confidence with the results, and Hibs are at home and you see the backing they're getting tonight. For me, I think it's a home win. I think there's only one outcome.
Was that a wily old campaigner like Billy Brown trying to wind things up a little?
Maybe a little bit, but I think he's right in what he said. He's correct, because Hearts are coming here tonight. Their young team have maybe done their bit in getting them here, getting the extra money for the club, beating Queen of South at home. I think they come here with a free game. Of course they want to win, their fans want them to win. Do they expect to win? I'm not so sure if they do.
The odds, Michael, would appear to be stacked against Hearts, but they've won a derby already this season.
Yeah, they have, you know, and I think it was very much the same sort of scenario leading up to that, where a lot of despondency around about Tynecastle, and I don't think it was expected. And it's the same coming in here tonight. We were just sitting here beforehand talking about, you know, how we thought the game was going to go, and I had a feeling that you know, this is a night that Hibs have got to try and win. But the more we spoke about it, the more I got that sort of feeling that, you know, possibly Hearts have a chance. I think that's a familiar feeling for a lot of supporters in Edinburgh, one way or the other. If you're a Hibs fan, you're always a little bit apprehensive going into the derby. When you're a Hearts fan, for some reason there's a lot more expectancy, and as bad as things might well be, I think that you know, Hearts have got a chance, but it'll be very, very close.
That wonderful soundtrack in the background to a massive match at Easter Road. It's the Edinburgh Derby, and the winners, and there will be winners tonight, will take their place in the last four of this League Cup competition. Your commentators tonight, Billy Dodds and Liam McLeod.
Thank you, Rob. Good evening. More than 300 times these two have crossed swords, but the scars of League Cup battle are few. Incredibly, it's just the fourth time the teams have been drawn together in this competition. Twice in two-legged ties in 47 and 56, both won by Hearts. The latter featured a 6-1 Jambo victory, but the most recent one was in November 2006, and it saw Hibs go through at this stage thanks to a Rob Jones goal. They also happened to go on to lift the trophy that season under John Collins. As the crow flies, there's only about 3.5 miles between the clubs, but there are 22 points separating them in the league, with Hearts rooted to the bottom of the Premiership, mainly due to their financial penalty for going into administration. They're waiting for positive news on that front in the near future, but right now they're down to the bare bones, with the High Bee still hurting from that game at Hampden Park, not even a year and a half ago. Paul Heffernan played the final quarter of Kilmarnock's second round loss to Hamilton and is cup tied for Hibs tonight. Tom Taibo is preferred to Owain Tudor-Jones, who drops to the bench, with Collins and Vine in for the aforementioned Heffernan and Zubier, who's also benched. The average age of that Hearts team is 22, but what a boost for them to have Ryan Stevenson available, despite what looked like another bad injury again on Saturday down at Kilmarnock. He plays. Callum Patterson up front settled the last derby in August at Tynecastle. Youngsters Mackay and Tapping are among the Hearts subs. The exciting Zubier may be unleashed later for the Hibees. Just 2 defeats in 10. Pat Fenlon looking on the positives. He's beside Jimmy Nicholl there. Jimmy Nicholl, of course, won this competition at Kilmarnock alongside Kenny Shields. And what a tough task it has been for Gary Locke this season as Hearts manager. The referee's Willie Collum. It's his 5th Edinburgh derby. The 34-year-old took charge of last season's Scottish Cup final as the Hibees went down 3-0 to Celtic. And it will be the hosts who will start the showpiece match of this year's Scottish League Cup quarter-final. The draw for the semis of the competition is made tomorrow. Inverness Cally Thistle are already there. Which one of these great capital clubs will be taking their place alongside them? The 3-time winners Hibs, or the 4-time winners and last year's runners-up Heart of Midlothian? The 302nd Edinburgh derby under the floodlights in Leith, where there must be a winner. No mucking about, no replays. There must be a winner tonight, and 4 of Hearts' last 5 League Cup games have gone all the way to penalties. Billy Dodds, how's it going to go?
You tell me. I don't think we've got a thing of beauty, but I hope I'm wrong. I just think because of the pressure, the expectancy, they'll be tense, it'll be nervous, and you'll get 2 teams giving maximum effort and endeavour. I'd like an early goal because I think it'll blow it wide open, but I think both teams get into this really, they'll be paving their way into the game, and really they're scared to go and lose the game early doors.
There's just been 6 goals scored in the last 5 Edinburgh derbies, as Kevin Thompson gets a feel of the ball for Hibs, looking to start the match on the front foot. Out it goes to Ryan McGivern. That's evaded Scott Robertson, the back end of the penalty area. Hibs fans, those are arriving late, just making their way to their seats just now. The Hearts end in the south stand, just behind the goal there. We've sold that end out. Lewis Stevenson, who's been playing a lot at right back in recent times, certainly most of this season. It's always a left back. He was man of the match as a midfielder when Hibs won the trophy against Kilmarnock in 2007. Jamie Hamill gets the free kick, and he's going to be very important for Hearts tonight. Jamie Hamill, one of the more experienced players in their lineup. Jamie McDonald at 27 in goal, Hamill's 27, Ryan Stevenson 29.
You can see no time in the ball whatsoever right away. Jamie Hamill, Robertson closing them down. Free kick given. That's the way it's going to be for at least the first 10-15 minutes of this match, at least.
Callum Patterson getting a feel of it. He scored the goal late on to win the first derby of the season. James McPate back in the side against Aberdeen here on Saturday in the 2-0 defeat. He hadn't played because of a back problem since the European ties against Malmo, which Hibs are keen to forget about. McGivern on the slide as he hit it. By Thompson, who's looking more like himself these days. Not with that ball though. He's got it back. 2 poor passes in a row from Thompson. The ball just won't settle just now. That's knocked away by 17-year-old Jordan McGee at right back for Hearts. What an education it's been for the majority of the youthful Hearts squad. Danny Wilson's the captain, he's only 21, it's easy to forget that. This is Stevenson for Hibs. Loads forward in green and white. Taibo. Taibo for Vine. With an arm used there by Rowan Vine. Hearts will play on anyway. There's a little late challenge there by Ryan Stevenson on Robertson.
Yeah, well, they call him calming it down, but I'm not going to beat on about it too much about Lewis Stevenson being left foot playing right back, but it just shows you they were high up the park there. If that's a natural right foot, he just shapes it right into the box right away, but he turned it onto his left, and Hibs' chance of putting a delivery in the box is gone.
Alan Maybury still out of the squad as Liam Craig waits over this free kick. First chance for him, really, to get the ball in the middle. McDonald thought he could have caught that there, McDonald. He chose to punch it. And Hibs will continue the early pressure here with Robertson. It's a great ball in, and the woodwork bails out McDonald. It was Paul Hanlon who hit the post there with the header. Well, Jamie Hamill is on the deck. He's poleaxed inside his own penalty area. But it's Hibs who are pressing and pressing. And Paul Hanlon saw this header come back off Jamie McDonald's woodwork.
I think it all came from Jamie McDonald, as you said. I thought he should have caught it. I think the Hearts fans behind the goal let him know that. Robertson just hangs it up, and he wants it more, doesn't he? It's a great header on it, Paul Hanlon. McDonald beaten, post comes to the rescue.
Lucky early break for Hearts. Good clip ball in by Robertson. Hanlon attacked that so well.
Yeah, right, got himself above McGowan. Showed a desire. You can see him there. Beats McGowan, all ends up. McDonald can only flail, and he gets lucky after his poor punch.
Well, Hamill is being helped off the park just now. Bang to that left leg somewhere. They need the experienced guys to be in the team, do Hearts. They lost Ryan Stevenson for a spell early in the campaign. He's out with Stevenson, Hamill and McDonald. There's no one older than 22 in the Hearts team tonight. Ben Williams has looked an assured presence in the Hibernian goal this campaign. It's a foul by Holt on Craig. Jason Holt brought into the Hearts lineup tonight instead of Callum Tapping. Well, it seems the Hearts have a storm to weather here. Hibs coming at them again. Loads in green and white in the box. Harmless that time though. Too long for McPake.
That's good from Patterson, just eased him out of the way. I'm just looking at Hearts set up. We thought it'd be a 4-4-2, but when Hibs have the ball, they have that home advantage, a little bit more experience. Hearts just making sure they get through this first 10-15 minutes or so. You can see Jamie Walker just drop off the game, trying to make it a 5 in midfield when they don't have the ball.
Well, we certainly didn't expect to see Ryan Stevenson in the Hearts lineup tonight. Looked a grave doubt. So that knee injury had surfaced again at Rugby Park at the weekend. He had to come off early in that game. By Wilson. Vine challenging McHattie. Wilson covering. Still sporting that magnificent beard, Rowan Vine. Here he is, getting away from McHattie. Push it back to Thompson. Renowned for his goal scoring, Kevin Thompson, but he was tempted by the effort there. This is McGivern. And here the Hibs fans, they sense a goal might be in the offing for their team here.
Good area from McGowan.
That's McGivern, that's fine.
Did well at that front area, McGowan, the previous cross. Got himself there, because McGivern did well to get it in from practically on the corner flag.
We saw Cali Thistle beat 10-man Dundee United 2-1 last night. Morton placing Johnston. That's a 7:30 start in Greenock. And then at 7:45, Motherwell against Aberdeen. McDonald got the backing of his 4,000 Jambos behind them. It's Thompson. Ball handling. It was James Collins who was on the ball there. He's taken a while to settle. He's got a couple of goals for Hibs this season, but he's finding it difficult to cement his place in the Hibs team. For starters, the respite for Hearts here. McGee's ball away by Hanlon. Now Craig. McGivern. Hibs have started the game much better than they did against Aberdeen here at the weekend. They just weren't at the races in the early stages of the match. And now it's Stevenson. Pat Fenlon keen to see more from his team, keen to see more of the performance they showed against Celtic here a week and a half ago. This is Taibo. Really good hanging ball to the back post area. Almost broke for Collins. Dylan McGowan just got between man and ball there, did enough to put Collins off.
Well, Hibs certainly on the front foot, really taking the game to hearts. All started the left back area, McGivern into Collins. And then the final cross, Collins had got himself into the box. Just couldn't go on the end of it though, touch let him down.
It's a real test for this young Hearts team. Robertson. Taibo. It's Tom Taibo. McGivern. Flip ball in, the flag goes up against Rowan Vines. Good take though.
Good line from McHattie and Wilson. McHattie stepped a little bit late, the arm goes up. Does catch Vine off.
Jamie McDonald there, just a couple of clean sheets for him this season. One of those was against Hibs. Hanlon for Robertson. Good ball. Collins. Taibo. Thompson always in and around the centre circle when Hibs are building. And now it's Craig. Taibo for Robertson. Fine trying just to stay onside. The ball was aimed for him. He wanted that into feet though.
Yeah, and it's a straight ball. Never going to get on the end of that one, even if you are blessed with great pace. It's straight and it's always through at the goalkeeper.
How do Hearts best approach this game the way it's opened up?
I think they're doing the right thing just now, because I didn't think we got a lot of football, but Hibs are passing the ball about really well, so they're getting Walker back there and they're looking nice and solid, but they need to be in these early moments.
This good play by Jamie Hamill originally. He's wanting a corner here, or at least a free kick. Confused, he was fouled.
They've gone an out-and-out 4-5-1 now. Walker's playing left. He started up front and he started to drop off. I think Billy Brown and Gary Locker realised.
Great flick on there by Collins for Robertson. This is promising for Hibs. Poor ball though. They weren't great in the final third at the weekend, Hibs. We've been working on that the past couple of days. Really good work initially by James Collins. Robertson is looking for Vine. Collins wins the free kick off Hamill.
Good chap, Collins. Nearly caught by Hamill. Just going to invite more pressure for Hearts.
Looks well up for it, this James Collins, and it's this sort of night and this sort of fixture that a career can be born at a club. Robertson leaving it for Liam Craig, who's a good left foot normally, doesn't beat the first man this time though. That was McHattie. Robertson and Collins. Robertson again! McDonald saves! And somehow it stays out. McGowan and Wilson. McGowan, I think it was with the challenge there on James McPake in the 6-yard area. May well have been Jordan McGee, in fact. Yeah, McGee.
He does well to get it away. Brilliant from Robertson and Collins. Little flick over the shoulder. Keeps it on going. Good strikes. A fine stop by Jamie McDonald, and Hearts do enough to get it away. Constant pressure.
Brilliant defending from the youngster. It's not over yet though for Hearts, and it comes from Craig. Anyway, it'll do. That time it was away by Robinson. Walker. Hearts trying to hit in the counter-attack here. Stevenson. Well, wonderful midfield work by Kevin Thompson. Hibs just aren't letting Hearts settle here. Hearts have been barely able to string a couple of passes together on the deck. Hibs in their faces. Takes ball for Craig's, another good one. Collins in space too, there he is now. Good ball from him that time. They've got it back in double quick time. They've got a fire in their belly, do Hibernian. Stevenson's ball is right through to McDonald. Lewis Stevenson is still only 25, seems to have been around forever. Wonderful performance against Kilmarnock in the 2007 final. Still fresh in the memory. It's the age-old story, you need to score when you're on top, and at the moment it's still nothing each. It's for Vine. It's the goal side of McGee. McGowan's there. Ryan McGivern. Defended by Wilson, but it's just attack after attack here from the men in green and white. Ian Craig's ball. We're not more than hope and expectation there. It might pay off for Robertson! Oh, what a save from McDonald! Onto the crossbar, and it stays 0-0. Incredible!
I can't begin to tell you how good a save that was from Jamie McDonald. I thought it was in. Robertson wasn't great defending. He hits it pure, doesn't he? And my word, what a touch that is. What an angle this is. Through the legs of Matt as well, so he sees it late. Oh, what a save, son.
A stunning piece of goalkeeping from Jamie McDonald to keep the score blank. But that goal is being peppered. Here they come again with Rowan Vine, but Willie Collum has seen a flag on this near side. So again, Hearts can just take a breather. 17 and a half minutes into the Edinburgh derby. Hibs nil, Hearts nil, Billy Dodds.
Hibs have been excellent. They're really testing the mentality of the Hearts young lads and the experienced ones, but should have done better there.
Oh, it's stunning.
Yeah, that's all you can call it. Absolutely stunning, but Hearts have got to slow it down now. Try and release the pressure.
Doubtful to see a better save than that all night, not all season. This is Collins, he's nicked that away from Robinson. Craig for Thompson. And then nicked back by Robinson. Now, how's your luck? Hearts, it's not a great touch from Robinson, really poor, and he had men left and right, two to the right in fact, who are now staring him down as Hibs come away again. Pat Fenlon urging his team forward, urging men forward in support of this attack. Drop note to Patterson for Hearts.
So stretched. I've said it before, sometimes you don't get great derbies, never mind Hibs Hearts derbies, but this is excellent so far. Hibs passing the ball, taking the game to Hearts, the young boys hanging in there, and then nearly countered a few minutes ago.
Well, it's a little bit slouchy there between McPake and Taiwo, but they're okay. The skipper's had something to say to Tom Taiwo after that. It's a great League Cup tie so far. The prize, a place in the semi-finals. This is James Collins. One way, then the other! It's McDonald again! He's keeping his team in it single-handedly right now.
It's excellent again, but so positive from James Collins. Just hits it, it's moving. All he can do is get around the post. He does exactly that. Another good stop.
Hibs nil, Jamie McDonald nil right now as Vine takes the corner. How much longer can Hearts sustain this? Thompson. And still they can't breach. Away by McGee. It's difficult to see Hearts keeping Hibs out the way this game's going so far. Almost a quarter in, just the one quarter.
It's been incessant, hasn't it? And you just wonder how long Hearts can hang on, but they've got through the first 20. Didn't look like it. Survived a few scares. Great save from McDonald onto the crossbar. One against the post, but still hanging in there. You can only give Hearts credit so far in the game. Yeah, their fans would like them to play a little bit better, but Hibs are favourites. They're at home. They are constantly at Hearts' throats.
Well, that last League Cup meeting was November 2006. It was a quarter-final as well. Rob Jones with the only goal in the first half. Kevin Thompson played for Hibs that day, and Michael Stewart, who's in our studio tonight, also played for Hibs that night against the then Scottish Cup holders. That's McGivern's ball. Then almost Robertson. The Hearts fans are claiming handball, so too a couple of the defenders there.
Some delivery from McGivern. Collins just missed it. Robertson can't get a hold of it. Walker gets it clear. More pressure though.
Vine again. Angled in. McDonald goes up. Again he punches. That's not a good punch, but he gets away with it because Hanlon scooped it over. Fell to the wrong man.
Two fantastic saves, two poor punches. But he deserves his bit of luck. He's kept his team in it. Come from the put. Just can't get it on target. Just keep it down with the right foot. Knocks over. Hanlon again. Good game.
Jamie McDonald acknowledging the supporters there. They are appreciating his efforts so far. He is all that is standing between Hibs and a lead here. That's Taiwo. Wilson's header. They couldn't control, and now it's with Hamill. Goes with a simple ball from McGee. Scored in his debut against Aberdeen this season, Jordan McGee. He's giving it straight back to Hibs, and that's not what Gary Locke and Hearts need just now. They need a bit of ball retention. They've had none of that so far. McGivern. Kevin Thompson. Paul Hanlon playing in his 16th Edinburgh Derby tonight. Just 3 wins. Those Derby matches. Lewis Stevenson there, playing in his 21st Capital Derby.
Hearts have had to, well, they've not had to, they've had a little tinker again, and Patterson going to that right-hand side. Maybe just for legs to try and match Hibs, because they've been up in everything, every second ball. And Stevenson now up front, here they go again.
McGivern for Vine. And then Craig. Donald will try and prevent another corner kick, and he has done. Only just. Well, look who it is.
Yeah, looks worried.
He does, no wonder. Just the 27 Edinburgh Derby goals scored by John Robertson, who's the strikers coach at Hearts, and beside David Southern there, Hearts managing director. Header finds McGee. They can't make it stick though. They just can't make it stick in the visitors. McPake. Again, it's one in the air by Vine. Vine and Collins have won their fair share of headers in the match so far. They can't sustain this level for 90 minutes plus possible extra time, can they?
Who, Hibs or Hearts? Hearts are having to work so hard to just keep them out just now, and you're wondering whether they can keep up the energy levels, the fitness levels to keep on pummeling Hearts.
In fact, the Hibs haven't taken advantage of the superiority so far.
Yeah, but it's been a credit to them. The more lightly, as I said, that home advantage, the intensity is incredible. See the tackle going in there, nothing much in that. But they've been good so far, Hibs, and Hearts hanging on.
Hamill takes the free kick for Hearts. Ben Williams gets to see a bit of the ball there. As Jordan McGee went up for it. He was 16 when he scored against Aberdeen in August, Jordan McGee. Scotland under 21 international already.
Wasn't too far away there, I'll tell you. Wasn't a bad delivery at all.
Ben Williams.
I've seen Hearts do this before, Tannadice last year, and they ended up getting through in penalties. But that's when they had Zalukis and Webster, full of young lads tonight.
Zalukis now Leeds United, of course. There's so many others, like Towell, Webster as well, as Liam Craig picks up for Hibs. McGivern. Walker away. They do a lot of defending, Jamie Walker, but here come Hearts on the counter with Hope. Again, it's another poor touch though. Can't get away from McPake. A couple of little openings Hibs have to remember, even though they are dominating, they are in the final third so much of the game, they've got to remember they've got defending to do at some points as well. And a couple of times the right ball and Hearts could have been in.
Yeah, it was just a clearance and Hope knows. Stevenson going right, should have been the pass. A lot of Hibs bodies to get through, just play it wide right, get yourself in the box, see what happens, but wrong choice.
Craig's ball blocked by McGee. This is Hamill. McGee. For Holt. Hanlon across the meeting, but that's a free kick. An obvious free kick.
Yeah, silly from Hanlon. Certainly can't win that one. And with all the pressure that his team have had, they now face a free kick into the box. Hearts able to put some big lads up there.
Brilliant opportunity this for the men from the other side of the capital. Kevin McHatty's over the free kick, as he so often is. Lots of movement in the box as McHatty plays it in. Two Stevensons coming together, Lewis losing out to Ryan, and then off Lewis Stevenson for the corner. Hearts first of the evening. Billy Dodge is shaking his head.
Just incredible how he can swing back, well, it's not back and forward, it's just swing Hearts way for a few seconds to get the free kick, and now they get the corner.
It's Lewis Stevenson who gets it away at the near post. And they're trying to keep it going, but it's going to break to Taibo. Encouraged to release the ball a lot earlier than he did in the end up. Ian Craig, the punt. Tell you what, we've got a battle on our hands out there tonight. Stevenson, that right leg strapped up, trying to get away from Taibo. Good strong play from him. And it's Stevenson Hearts register a shot. It's not on target though. Side net.
Just a little spell from Hearts. It's a lovely nutmeg from Ryan Stevenson. Just waits. And Taiwo coming in. There you go. Whoops, right through the legs. Could cross it, but it's a stinging shot. Just can't get her on target.
You would imagine if this had been your kind of average league game, not a derby match, not a crucial league match, Ryan Stevenson probably wouldn't have been risked tonight.
Yeah, probably, I would agree. I mean, it's Lazarus-like, isn't it, for his recovery from Saturday. I thought it was going to be another long-term, just back from a long-term injury. Yeah. A big boost for Hearts that he's on the pitch.
Hibs free kick. James Collins cost £200,000 in the summer. Former Aston Villa youth player. Arriving from Swindon, and he's taken up his place in the penalty area to try and accept this Liam Craig free kick. The home fans expectant. In it comes from Craig. McGivern puts it well past.
I think it's Wilson just leaning on him, just putting him off enough. But certainly winning their headers. Hibs, few get in that box, and it's a green jersey gets on the end of it. You see Wilson just leans on him at the end.
Ryan McGivern is here permanently now after a loan spell last season from Manchester City. Half an hour in, it's flown by so far. The capital derby. The touch paper was lit early on in this one. Still no goals.
Yeah, Robertson, just a little bump. Not get away with that. Always expect things like that in a derby.
The good thing for Hearts is that a lot of players like Jamie Walker there had first team experience last season when they weren't under the kind of pressure that they find themselves under this season. Likes of Jamie Walker, Scott Robinson's been in and around the first team for a while. In fact, he came through under Paulo Sergio, Jason Holt as well. These guys, Kevin McHattie too at left back, played most of last season. It's been tough for them in the league just in the last few weeks. Just 6 defeats and 7 in fact it is, as Jason Holt gets it in. Ruben McPake, now McHattie. Oh, Walker waited for the ball to reach him. He's trying to make him suffer for that now. Taiwo to Craig. Stevenson. Evading Walker and Holt. He's on the return here. That's a late challenge. Play on. No, not anymore. That'll get brought back, and there might be a card here too.
A certainty.
Danny Wilson booked.
Positive about that. Positive from Stevenson. Can't get really get out the way. Wilson just takes him out, picks a yellow.
First booking of the night. It's to Danny Wilson. Craig again over the free kick for Hibs. Patterson didn't know much about that as he clears, but there's a foul on Walker by Robertson.
Yeah, you see a bit more from up in the stands sometimes. John Robertson making his way down, filling Billy Brown in. What he thinks is going wrong, how they could make it better.
Try and get the strikers into the game, because at the moment Hearts can't do that. We've got a few capable of playing in that role. Walker, Patterson, Ryan Stevenson. This is Holt. Now he finds Stevenson! Oh, it's unbelievable! Unbelievable! They've been up against it tonight, up against the odds, but Ryan Stevenson draws the first blood of the Edinburgh Derby. What a turnaround!
You know, you think Jamie McDonald's saves are stunning. This is stunning. From absolutely nowhere, the game has turned on its head. Just turns and hits, doesn't he? He's had one shot, he's set the sights, picks it up here and just lashes it behind Williams. Absolutely no chance. Holt just feeds him, he hits, and it's incredible stuff. What a hit that is. I don't think Hearts players can believe it, but they better.
Yeah, Ryan Stevenson has been booked in the wake of that there. He went from that end of the park where he scored all the way up to the other where the Hearts fans are housed in the south stand. And the man who scored both their goals in last season's final has got the opener here against the run of play big time. Only in the last sort of 5 minutes, 10 minutes of Hearts really managed to get into this match, because it was all Hibs. They pounded Jamie McDonald's goal. And McDonald, couple of brilliant saves, followed by this from Stevenson, booked for his celebrations as the stewards try to put out a flare which has come from the Hearts end. I mentioned the touch paper had been lit, it certainly has now.
You just can't celebrate a goal anymore. Hibs fans giving them dog's abuse. Cups here, you pick up a book and doesn't leave the pitch. Yeah, football's wrong sometimes. You can't enjoy a goal, especially a goal like that in such a big match.
10 from half time. Goal went in a couple of minutes ago. We're back underway now. Well, it is the Hearts fans who are celebrating. The Hibernian supporters are stunned by what they've seen. They felt it was only a matter of time before they scored, but it's that lot there. They've seen their team knock the ball into the net, and that's what counts at the end of the day.
Line football's a funny old game, isn't it? And you say that as a team, you know, you've been pummeled for 20-25 minutes, maybe even half an hour in this one, and suddenly you get through that period, and you know it's a great switch from Gary Locke, because he stuck him up front, put the legs the Callum Patterson back in midfield to try and get second balls, because Hibs were powering over him in there.
This is Collins. Hibs looking for immediate retaliation here. They claim handball against Patterson, surely can't be given for that, and now the men in maroon are away again. Jason Holt is bombing his way into the middle. If Stevenson can find him, he can't. Lewis Stevenson shuts the back door. When you're up against it and you are being pummeled, this is the word that you use there, you need a piece of magic, and Ryan Stevenson conjured that up from nothing, from nowhere.
You need your experienced players to get you through and talk to the young boys, but you're right, you need that magic as well, and something different. And we know he's got a strike on him. We had a shot just before that, the ball falls and he's only thinking of one thing. It's a screamer. What a game we've got.
Well, the Hearts assistant manager Billy Brown said at the media conference yesterday that the pressure was all on Hibs. It certainly is now. Hibernian 0, Heart of Midlothian 1 in Leith as we creep closer to half-time. Do Hibs have an answer? They've seldom come up with an answer at home in recent times. Just 4 victories in the calendar year here so far. You're not getting much for your season ticket at Easter Road just now.
Pat Fenlon can't believe it.
Little wonder. Ryan McGivern for Hibs, for Craig. He just tried to slip that ball through to Collins. The Hearts will gain confidence from the fact they've got the goal. They've got their noses in front. Tom Taibo. Remember, they hit the post as well. That Paul Hanlon header, Jamie McDonald with 2 wonderful saves, one of which was out of this world. From Scott Robertson. This is Kevin Thompson with the ball in. Away by Wilson. And he's got Walker away. Ryan Ryan Stevenson, the goal scorer. What's in for Robinson? Hanlon has to be careful here. Patterson. Robinson's onside. The Hibs supporters, management team, possibly the players, rubbing their eyes in disbelief at what's going on out there.
The Hibs fans and the players, management team, are all in shock, but got to compose themselves. Pat Fenlon's team's been excellent so far. Sometimes you do get shocks in games, you just how you react to it, and a little bit nervous just now, Hibs.
It's Hamill's ball. Walker. Ben Williams was scampering there. It'd still be 0-0 and Hibs on top. Ben Williams would have been a lot calmer in that situation.
I think Patterson maybe have been on the move just a little bit quicker. I'm not sure where they got there. Walker just trying to guide it back into that far corner. Patterson's got to gamble.
So is Stevenson. Five from half-time. McGivern. Vine. Fallen out of the game in the last 15 minutes, Rowan Vine. No, Stevenson's given that away. Holt knew exactly where Jamie Walker was. McPake getting there now. Good enough.
He had to win it. Excellent tackle.
Holt. And McHattie. Tried to go through Tom Taiwo there, and then Scott Robertson's been caught. Willie Collum was not happy with that challenge, and also just off the park, Rowan Vine is getting involved as well with Scott Robinson. Willie Collum is going to be a busy bee here.
There's all sorts going on. I think Holt definitely going to get a yellow. McPake trying to calm it down.
To the
Vine at it with McHattie.
Now here we go. Willie Collum taking names. There's a few involved there. Jason Holt was one of the antagonists. He's going to be booked. Third Hearts player to be booked tonight, joining Wilson and Ryan Stevenson. Scott Robinson might find himself in trouble. Rowan Vine as well, as I mentioned. Those two had an altercation off the park.
Robinson it was. I thought it was McHattie, but you're right. Vine picked up the yellow as well. Plenty for the boys to chew over in the studio.
He's not finished yet. There's some amount of paperwork to do. The way this is going. Willie Collum books Scott Robinson too. So 4 Hearts players now on a yellow card.
It can't beat Inverness Dundee United last night. You see here. He's robbed and he's just come in and caught him. Shows the studs, take a chance. And a little bit of afters. Claiming an elbow, Robinson.
It's getting a bit naughty out there. What a wry smile though. Jason Holt, Scott Robinson booked, Rowan Vine booked too. Yeah, there's plenty for Mr. Clancy to deal with up at the Cali Stadium last night. 10 bookings for Dundee United plus the red for Chief G.
I think there was only 2 or 3 not booked from the United team. Better working it out that way,
including subs.
Then we gone to the staff as well.
Jackie McNamara, you hear from him at half-time, wasn't happy with much of Kevin Clancy's decision-making last night. As Cali Thistle booked their place in tomorrow's semi-final draw. As things stand, Hearts are joining them. Still plenty time though for the hosts. Well, at the moment, it's got, from the neutral point of view, everything you would want in a derby match, is it not?
I've seen a few Edinburgh derbies, and you know, we have got to say they've been doing affairs, but this one tonight is in everything. Hibs have been excellent, hit the woodwork twice. getting to second balls, good passing as well, taking the game to Hearts, then Hearts stunned them by going up and scoring. Then you've got your customary a few bookings as well, throw that into the equation.
Kevin Thompson over this free kick for Hibs. Ryan was upended, Thompson takes, and in it comes. Hibs looking for the leveller before the break, but McPake couldn't get it flush in the head, and Jamie McDonald clings on for dear life.
Oh, it's a great chance. It's Patterson just doing enough, just a bit of contact, I'm sure it ends up in the net, but sort of scuffs his header into the ground, whether that's to do with Patterson putting the pressure on. But Hearts survive again.
2 minutes being added on at the end as Patterson's effort was blocked by Hanlon. And interesting to see where that was going without the block by the Hibs defender. You won't think so. Final minute of the 45, but 2 being added on at the end. Little wonder, Willie Collins on a busy night. It's McGivern's ball. McGivern from Newry in Northern Ireland, an Irish international. Wasn't in the squad for their matches in October though, as Hearts clear their lines again. It's Lewis Stevenson. Robertson, another, who's kind of fallen out of the game. Starred in it in the first 25 minutes of the match. Here he is. Great drag away from Hamill for Craig. Craig's been in fine goal scoring form. He's won the free kick, it's gone the other way. It's not gone down well with the natives. We felt it should have gone the other way.
I thought he should have hit the shot now, but slight bump, then handles. Willie Collins doesn't feel as if it's a free kick, so gives a free kick to Hearts for the handball. I think, again, we've got to look at Gary Locke. You've got Walker, who started up front with Patterson, who are now playing wide, and is that to go on the counter-attack, because it's worked. And you've got Stevenson up front, who just to use his experience, get him up the pitch, so the boys might look at that in the studio, as I said, and just the way he's changed things about, it's working. A treat so far. Yeah, we saw John Robertson before the goal coming down to the dugout from the stand. He was pointing the way with Billy Brown. And sort things out up front. The Hearts striker coach as Callum Patterson wins the header in the final minute of the first half. Another foul, taken by Jamie Walker. He's not one of the boot players. Soon will be if he has another tackle like this.
Well, what he has done is he's given Hibernian the opportunity to try and level matters before the interval. Liam Craig's free kick again. Well, they've held firm, Hearts, and it's been a quite astonishing first half here at Easter Road. Ryan Stevenson with an absolute wonder strike for Hearts to give them the lead in the Edinburgh Derby, and Jamie McDonald just as big a hero as the man who put the ball in the back of the net with 2 wonderful saves, one in particular from Scott Robertson. Paul Hanlon also hit Jamie McDonald's left-hand post as well as Hibs battered Hearts, but it is the Jambos who lead at half-time in this League Cup quarter-final at Easter Road, but it is Hibernian 0, Heart of Midlothian 1.
Well, you wouldn't see a more glaring example of a sucker punch in a football match than that. Hearts are 1 up at half-time. Let's hear from Michael Stewart and Ian Murray during the interval. And Hibs, your old team, Ian, have got to be stunned going into that home dressing room just now.
They will be. They'll be disappointed. Played exceptionally well at times. Got the ball forward like I thought they would do as quick as they could. First half, feeding off the scraps. And it looked like a matter of time. They were saying to Michael during that period, for Hibs to keep doing that for 45 minutes, keep going, there was going to be a 10-15 minute spell in the game where Hearts came into it, and then Stevenson went up front. When they changed it, Hearts looked livelier, and they got the goal, and you know, you're starting to think it might be their night. How far were Hearts out of that in the first half hour, Michael?
I think they were back over at Tynecastle, because they certainly, when they turned up at Easter Road tonight, that was as much of a doing in a Edinburgh derby as I've seen for a long time. But you know, as Ian just said there, that when that sort of pressure and that sort of momentum is with one team and they don't score, that the other team's going to get a little opening at one point. And I don't think so much that the change of the shape made any great difference, because they made the change, you know, a fair bit earlier, and Hearts were still getting pummeled. But for me, what is really important is Ryan Stevenson is one of the best players, if not the best player on the team. He works so hard, and you have to have those sort of players down the middle of your team, the spine. When he's out wide, he's wasted as far as I'm concerned, and he's also capable of, you know, producing bits of magic like we saw there for the goal. He's got a great shot on him. He looks for it. Just shortly before that, he'd cut in from the left-hand side as well, another shot that hit the side netting. So I think it's vital that he gets kept in the middle of the pitch, because he can produce things like we just saw.
Yeah, and until that Stevenson goal, it had just seemed, Ian, a matter of time before Hibs would score.
It did. Hibs were doing well, making McDonald work hard, and he pulled off a few cracking saves. You see this one here, the header's off the post. I mean, it's one would work, and then they hit it again shortly after. But the bottom line is, you know, you've got to take your chances, especially when you're on top. That's always the chance. If you don't take your chances, or you don't get that goal, and you're playing so well, you start to worry, can you play any better than this, and then still not score? That's a big way for Hibs.
That was a wonder save.
That one there was the pick of the bunch, tipping onto the bar. But he'd had a couple of shaky moments as well. He came out for a couple of punches, and I think the one that led up to the one where it hit the post with a header. Just before that, he came and punched one where he should have came out and caught it. It was far too low to punch. And then later on, there was a corner where he punched and he didn't even clear the box. It dropped at the penalty spot. So he more than made up for that with these couple of saves during the first half. But it was needed, really needed. I mean, from a Hibs perspective, they'll be so disappointed, because they had the vast majority of possession. They were creating opportunities. They had a lot of shots on goal. But when Hearts scored that goal, it just looked as if the confidence, disappeared out of the team. Their possession, they were a lot slower. They needed to speed it up. They needed to keep doing what they had been doing prior to the goal.
So the hero status is shared, isn't it, between Jamie McDonald and this man, Ryan Stevenson?
It is. It's a great, you see it there, it's a fantastic strike. Excellent. It's not even a good ball into him, he just turns and hits it. It's a sign of a good player. He knows exactly where the goals are. I think the Hibs defence will be disappointed with the clearance first of all, and then I think it's Paul Hanlon who's on Stevenson. He has turned and he's hitting in the top corner. And that's what it takes, a split second to score a goal, a penalty, a deflection, and now Hibs have got a tough game in their hands. The next goal is obviously massively important, because if Hearts get it, it could be game over, and Hibs have got to go and try and get the equaliser without leaving their defence exposed.
This, of course, is one of 3 League Cup quarter-finals going on tonight. This one kicked off at 7. At Capello, it was a 7:30 start for Morton against St Johnstone. Latest from Charlie Mann.
20 minutes gone, Rob, here at Capello. Terrific old football stadium, and it's a solid start for both Morton and St Johnstone here this evening. Morton in 6 minutes. Doogie the box, Mark McLaughlin with a header, and goalkeeper Alan Mannis dealt with it quite comfortably. For St Johnstone, 12 minutes, a shot from David Witherspoon from the edge of the box just past the post, and again the goalkeeper probably would have got as well. Dougie Emery has been prominent for Morton down the left hand side. He tried to find Nacho Novo in the box, but again David the skipper at the right time. 30 years since Morton reached the League Cup semi-final. You just get the feeling there's a lot of drama to come in this one yet.
Sorry you didn't get quite as much of Charlie Mann as you were expecting there. We'll get the full thing a little bit later on. We'll keep tabs on that one as it goes on. 7:45 start at Fir Park between Motherwell and Aberdeen. Chick Young with the latest.
We've played 8 minutes and it remains 0-0, but big match, big atmosphere, big Aberdeen support, big crowd inside the stadium, and a big moment for the referee after just 4 minutes. Motherwell had the ball on the net. It was John Sutton. It looked to me as if he had drifted from an offside position. He was loitering with intent. He did manage to lob the goalkeeper Jamie Langfield, get it into the net, but his Motherwell celebrated. John Beaton gave the goal, but his assistant on the main stand side said, spotted that indeed Sutton was in an offside position, had come from one, and it was chalked off. So it remains 0-0, but I have to say, in the driving rain here at Fir Park, it is all Motherwell in the early stages. Wonderful game so far, though. We've played now 9 minutes, and it's still 0-0.
The first of the quarterfinals didn't leave us short on talking points. No shortage of drama in the Highland capital when Inverness played Dundee United. Let's look at the best of it now with John Barnes.
Dundee United have lost only one of their last 8 visits to the Caledonian Stadium. Here's Ryan Gold picking out Keith Watson. What a strike that is! And Dundee United in front after only 5 minutes. A terrific effort there from the United full-back to put the visitors in front. Shinnie finding Doran. He has Mackay in the middle. He just couldn't get a touch on it. Doran again creating problems there for the United rearguard, setting up the opportunity. Mackay inches away. Doran's corner. It's Draper at the back. Warren's in there. It breaks to Mackay. But the referee spotted an infringement. I think it was Mackay with a push on the back of Payton just before he tried the acrobatic effort. Sliding challenge from Payton. Well, Gary Mackay-Stephen has gone down here. Terry Butcher's incensed. He's asking him to get up. Feels there's not too much in it. And now Chifty's getting involved too with Meekings. It's all kicking off now. Ross Draper stepping in there. Shinnie being pulled back by Chifty. The referee's got some work to do here. Well, there was Shinnie being pulled back by Chifty. Now what's Kevin Clancy going to do here? It's a red card for the United striker. The top goal scorer asked to leave the field. Already been a couple of yellow cards, and now Terry Butcher being shown to the stand, as is Darren Jackson, the United coach, all because of this. Draper. There's Shinnie. Good delivery in. Mackay just couldn't get a proper touch on it there. Cherniak happy to get it out of the danger area. Mackay just put off by Watson. Shinnie. It's a good delivery. There's Warren! And Inverness are back level. Is Gary Warren with his second goal of the season. 9 minutes into the second half. Here's Doran. Sent towards Mackay. Oh, he really should have buried that, Billy Mackay. It was a great setup again from Doran. That should have been his 10th of the season. Shinnie with the corner. Well, Billy Mackay's grounded there. He's appealing that it was Sean Dillon that was pulling him. The referee's having none of it though. A yellow card for dissent from Mackay. Shinnie. Now Danny Williams. That's a good delivery. Ross Draper at the back. In the final minute of extra time, Draper may well have clinched Cali Thistle's place in the semi-final of the League Cup for the second successive season.
Jackie, how do you begin to sum all that up?
Very difficult to do that. I think obviously I need to watch what I'm saying in case I get myself into trouble here with some of the decisions that went, especially the sending off, obviously the turning point in the game. So I think I will reserve my judgment on that until I see it properly.
The credit to our boys was we kept on going. You know, it'd been easy for our boys with 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, saying we'll settle for penalties and concentrate on that. But you know, we played up to the last minute of the game, putting balls into the box. So for a couple of chances, Eventually Ross Draper scores at the back post with probably one of their better crosses in the night, and you know, it's credit to the players for that.
You know, I'm proud of the way they kept going, the energy levels, desire to keep helping each other, even if things are going against them, and the support we took up tonight, they stood behind us the whole way, and just disappointed we didn't last out in a couple of minutes to take it to penalties.
Jackie McNamara was not happy after the match last night. We'll maybe get a little bit of a chance later on when we do Sportscene Extra online. As long as this match finishes inside 90 minutes, we'll have an extra bit of chat on the BBC website. We can get into a bit more detail about that. It was a Stushy, it was a Rami. I've seen you, Ian Murray, and a few of those in your time. Difficult for Kevin Clancy, the referee, wasn't it, to pick out who merited a red card, if anyone?
It is hard because there's so many people in the melee, and then the managers get involved, the assistant managers get involved. You can't see everything, unfortunately, for the Dundee United player. He's just sent off it. It's maybe a wee bit harsh, but the minute you raise your hands now to anyone, you run the risk of getting a red card.
Talking of red card, let's head for Fir Park, Motherwell, Aberdeen and check.
Yeah, if it was effervescent at Inverness last night, it promises to be the same way here at Fir Park tonight, because Aberdeen are already down to 10 men. Joe Shaughnessy, straight red card for a really bad challenge on Zayn Francis Angol over on the far touchline. The Motherwell man was getting forward. The Aberdeen fullback came out in with his studs up, launched it into him, and referee John Beaton had no hesitation in flashing a direct red card. The Dons down to 10 men. Shaughnessy up the tunnel. We've only played 15 minutes. It's 0-0. And remember too that Motherwell have had the ball in the net. That was chalked off correctly in my opinion. Sutton had the ball and he lobbed the goalkeeper Jamie Langfield, but I think he came and the linesman and agreed with that, and so too eventually did John Beaton, that he came from an offside position. It's all happening here. We've gone 15 minutes. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0, but John Shaughnessy red carded.
Well, it's early days at Fir Park. We've had an amazing first half here at Easter Road. Quite remarkable the way it's all panned out, Michael. And Ryan Stevenson, we probably didn't expect to see here tonight because of his injury picked up at the weekend. Not only is he featured, he's scored this goal.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see him, you know, featuring after having been sent for a scan. But you know, as Ian said, there's a poor clearance. That's a poor pass to him as well. Doesn't even think about it. It's just turned and smashes it in the back of the net. Vital player for Hearts, and you know, Gary Locke and the backroom staff will be absolutely delighted that he's on the pitch.
Well, Jamie McDonald has had an amazing first half as well, but it all started pretty badly for him because that was a punch where he should have been catching, surely.
Yeah, he should have caught that, and he's elected to punch it. You know, he's given Hanlon the chance and it's hit the woodwork, but after that he's redeemed himself magnificently with the save from Robertson in particular onto the bar. And then he came for another one later on after that, and he done the same. He punched it, and then Hanlon's hit it over the bar. And I said to Michael there, it might be his night as a goalie. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than excellent all the time.
Even with that one there, you know, I think he needs to hold that. And if he's not holding it, he can't allow the ball to drop into an area like that. It's a very dangerous area. It looks like his knee has come off his knees in the end. But this is the save. This is the big one. That's the pick of the bunch. That is an absolute cracker. To get that up onto the bar that's a phenomenal save.
I mean, we watched that at the time from behind Scott Robertson, and the moment he struck it, I mean, I certainly thought it was in. I'm sure you did as well, Ian.
I think with the power he got on the ball as well, that, you know, they normally go in, they still go in because the goalie can't keep them out. But the fact he's got such a strong hand on it and put onto the bar, I mean, it's a magnificent save. It's as good as you'll see.
So what an amazing first half that has been, and it'll be interesting to see the reactions of the two teams. Hibs had so much of that first 45 and they've got a goal behind. Hearts were not really in the game until that man Ryan Stevenson scored spectacularly, and at the other end Jamie McDonald has been simply superb. That wonder save to keep out Scott Robertson. Second half about to get underway. Billy Dodds and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, just about ready to go again. Hibs have won the League Cup 3 times, in 1972 under Eddie Turnbull, then under Alec Miller in 91, and under John Collins in 2007. Hearts have won it 4 times, all within 8 years, in 1954, 58, 59 and 62, including twice under Tommy Walker. Dave Mackay, Alec Young, Willie Bold, Hearts teams. Willie Collin prepares to get us back underway for the second half. Hibs have only to come through one tie this season because of their European involvement. Knocked out Stranraer 5-3 in the last round. Hearts had to come through penalty shootouts against Wraith Rovers and Queen of the South, the 2 championship sides respectively, to get here. It's they who get us back underway with a lead. Ryan Stevenson's second goal of the season, the difference between the teams so far. Hibs started the first half like a rocket. They'll be hoping to do so again in the second period. Lewis Stevenson finds Tom Tybalt. Hibs were unbeaten against Hearts last season. 3 draws, 2-1 Hibs win in the May derby. Late on Ross Caldwell at Tynecastle at the school end. Also won the Scottish Cup 4th round tie here in December. Hearts so with the early season bragging rights this campaign, and they lead here at the home of their deadly rivals as Liam Craig is adjudged, I think perhaps with his studs up there as he went in on the challenge with Jason Holt.
Yeah, it's just the modern day rule, isn't it? You just can't go in with the studs up, but I think it's impossible to tackle with your studs down, you'll break your ankle. Just modern day football for you.
Dylan McGowan with the free kick. That's Ryan Stevenson. McGivern marshalling him. Kevin Thompson there too. He was a frustrated figure at Hampden Park back in March time. Was Ryan Stevenson, put Hearts 1-0 up against St Mirren. He also pulled them back from 3-1 to 3-2 to set up a nervy end to last season's League Cup final. Wasn't enough in the end up. This is Robertson, good change of pace from him. But between two there in Walker and Holt. And still he's running. Vine for Thompson. Craig couldn't quite get it back to his former St Johnstone teammate Rowan Vine there. And that's when it's been breaking down. Yes, they've tested Jimmy McDonald, but in the final third they were finding that problematic against Aberdeen at the weekend. And tonight, it's been the same situation, the same case when they have got up to the Hearts penalty area.
Just decision making when they get there. To be fair, they've had a few strikes and goal tonight, but that one should have been held by Liam Craig. Decided to flick it first time and the chance is gone.
Holt nicks that off Collins. Prodded forward by McGee. Jason Holt again. Space to work in. Not too much on it for Stevenson though.
Try a bit of weight and crosses in. There's no doubt about it. He gets a head up, the young lad Holt, but just a better weighted delivery. I'm sure Stevenson gets at least a head on that.
What does Pat Fenlon say at half-time there, Billy, is Rowan Vine wins the free kick? What does he say? Because he knows his team haven't played poorly.
I think they're all in shock, everybody in this stadium, and I include the Hearts fans and ourselves. I think it's, look, we've got to get back to exactly what we're doing. Show composure. Yeah, it's kind of stunted us a little bit, but we must do what we're doing for the first half hour of that game, and we'll get our rewards. That's exactly what he'll be saying.
Ross Caldwell and Abdullah Zubier both on the Hibs bench, should they need them. This is Ryan McGivern. Keep you up to date with what's happening in the other two ties tonight. There are 2 quarter-finals between Greenock Morton, St Johnstone and Motherwell against Aberdeen. The Dons down to 10 men. Joe Shaughnessy sent off early on in that one. Hearts for the advantage here. Hibs trying to claw their way back on terms. That's Vine. Scooped away by McGowan. Craig. Hanlon, the Hibs fans want this forward quicker. One out. Hearts have only won away from home once this season. It was in this competition at Raith Rovers in round 2. Game finished 1-1. Jamie Hamill with a penalty. pressure from Ryan Stevenson. It's McPake sweeping it forward for Collins. The break of the ball that time. Jamie Hamill came back, knocked him off McGee. It was an indirect free kick for the pass back there. Do you well to consider that a pass back, to be fair. Paul Hanlon. You did wonder how Hibs would react to going behind, given just how dominant they were in the early stages of this game. They feel it's an injustice. They are behind. Don't let that fester in their minds, though. Taiwo and Craig, watched all the way by Patterson. A heavy touch there allowed Taiwo in. This is McGivern. The worst ball in the world. Vine might be able to profit from it eventually. It's McHattie to it. Lewis Stevenson. That's a great ball through for Collins.
He's got too much in the pull-back. It's a lovely ball from Stevenson. Slips him through, clearly onside as you see, but he's got to pull it back into an error. Far too much on it. Excellent opportunity.
There's a man who knows what it takes to win the Scottish League Cup. Kenny Shields, former Kilmarnock manager. Guided Kelly to the League Cup just last year, 2012. Just to watch that as James Collins bore down on him. Just getting rid of it. Clearance there from Jamie Hamill. Vine, good play from him. Again, there were options in green and white in the middle, but when you get into that area and you're a forward-thinking player, you're always going to try and ask the keeper the question.
Yeah, it's a good play from McGivern, and McGee gets a little bit tight on him. Vine, see when it's in there, don't get too tight, manage to spin him. One thing you've got to do is hit that target, might spill off the goalkeeper. Maybe get your in-rushing striker just to tap it in. It just drags it wide.
It's the 4 home wins for Hibs in 2013. Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup, 5th round, Dundee on the last day of last season in the league, and then against St Mirren this season, and then Stranraer last month in the 3rd round.
Clear handball. No problem there for Willie Collum.
Hibs haven't been as good at the start of the second half as they were at the first, but Hearts aren't using the ball. When they have it, they aren't using it to good effect.
Listen, Hearts have got themselves into a situation where they can just sit deep and really counter-attack. They have the players in the midfield area to do that now. The pressure is on Hibs. Kind of up in the ante at the start of this second half. Yeah, you're right, correct to say that they've not been as good, but certainly asking a few questions. Just the area you were talking about, Liam, that final third, make the right decisions.
It's free kick, the challenge on Hamill. Much doubt about that. Taiwo and Jamie Hamill. So a great ball from Jamie Hamill. Bit of a waste. He's doing a fine job, Gary Locke, under the circumstances. Yes, they haven't been collecting points in recent times, but it is a thankless task that he has in his first managerial post, Gary Locke. 15 points adrift at the bottom of the SPFL Scottish Premiership, where they were at the start of the season. That's a quarter of the campaign gone, and they're back to where they started as far as the points deficit is concerned between they and 11th placed St Mirren. A lot of Hearts supporters just happy to still have a club to support.
That is the main thing.
He's still waiting on news from Lithuania. They can't be bought at the moment, not until their parent company or major shareholder UBIG have been put into liquidation in Kaunas. I'm expecting a decision before now, as Ryan Stevenson picks up. Foundation of Hearts, of course, are the preferred bidders for the club. Jamie Hamill wants a free kick. It is a throw-in only, but it is to his team. Kevin Thompson, League Cup winner with Rangers. He left just before Hibernian won this competition in 2007. In the Scotland squad recently too. That's good work by him. Taiwo spreading it to Lewis Stevenson. He returns the favour. McGivern did all he could. Saved as well for Collins. Showed too much of it to Dylan McGowan.
There's that area again they were talking about, because Taiwo did it ever so well. Switched it twice from left to right, back from right to left, and they get down the left hand side with McGivern flicking into James Collins. He's got an opportunity, and what he decides to do is all wrong.
Hibs fans are getting restless. Very restless. So's their manager. He's twitchy. Ryan Stevenson. Still not to find Holt. Walker puts it well past, but they're dependent on the experienced guys tonight, and they're all doing their job. Stevenson, Hamill and the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but you see how quickly they spring again. Holt getting down the right hand side, good pick out to Walker. Bit of connection, that's all that's needed.
Hearing news trackside that Pat Fernland's about to make a change. I think Ross Caldwell is going to be on in a minute as Hibs come forward with Liam Craig. That's for Robertson. Taiwo there too. Bobbling about awkwardly there for the Hearts defence. They've come away with it as Holt goes down into the challenge of Kevin Thompson. And they're doing well to avoid a card here. Kevin Thompson. He's being pulled over by Willie Collum. He chats with his former Rangers teammate Danny Wilson. They're both sent off in a final of this competition against St Mirren. They still won the game as Thompson joins his teammate Rowan Vine in the book.
Yeah, they have to say any more. Taking out Holt. correct decision again from Willie Collum. Wasn't a hard one though.
An hour gone, and Hibs are about to make the change at the next stoppage in play by the looks of things. Jamie Walker, but the flag's up. It is half-time at Capello in one of the other quarter-finals tonight. Morton 0, St Johnstone 0. Morton who shocked Celtic in the last round. Holding Premiership St Johnstone. Hearts still lead the derby here in the capital. McGivern for Collins. It's not happening for him. A big summer bye.
I think he'll find that'll be his last touch. He's had 2 opportunities there. You've said it all this second half. You're getting to 18 yards and just everything they're choosing to do is not the right decision. So that's twice now for Collins. Could be his last.
We're going to wait just a little bit longer before making the change. Hibernian Hearts on the attack here. Generally don't want to make a change when you're in a defending situation. As Callum Patterson launches the long throw. Back out to the Hearts number 12. McGivern didn't get there. Stevenson on it for Hearts. There's a green and white wall in the way, but Hearts do have a corner kick.
Yeah, Craig and Hanlon do enough to keep that man out. There's only one thing he's thinking once he gets a half turn. He's just going to hit a strike from the angle.
He wasn't even meant to be playing tonight, Ryan Stevenson. He's proved to be the joker in the pack for Gary Locke thus far. Hearts corner. Doing the header, it was Wilson who won it. Patterson will try and keep it going. Back out to McHattie. Holt. McHattie! Ben Williams holds on. Just about.
Hearts have looked a lot more comfortable this half, haven't they? Just sitting in there and springing on the counter-attack. Take the corner kick and it breaks them. It's a decent strike. Williams does well to gather it down to his left-hand side.
We're 5 minutes shy of the final quarter. Hamill's taken that away from Collins, who'll be off in a moment or two. Ross Caldwell's coming on as Tom Taiwo goes long for Vine. He's beaten everyone. There's a goal kick, and now surely the change will be made by Pat Fenlon.
Brilliant from McGowan there though. Just deepening himself, seeing the run of Vine, just ushering Vine out and letting it through him for the bye kick. Brilliant from McGowan.
James Collins, just 2 goals so far this season. Ross Caldwell comes on. Scored the winner in the final derby of last season. The 90th minute.
What a goal it was.
Yeah.
We're doing with one of those again.
In front of the Hearts supporters at the school end. Down Gorgie way. I suppose the more scrappy the game, it might suit Hearts more than Hibs, the way things are going just now. The fact they've got the lead, the fact it eats up the seconds.
26 minutes to go, it just adds pressure, and Hearts looking more comfortable as the game goes on.
Hanlon. McGivern kept it in. It was left by Caldwell. I think he thought Liam Craig was closer to it than he was. This is Ryan Stevenson. Robertson goes in, Craig wins it back for Hibs. Taiwo trying to spread it out to Robertson. The foot race with McHattie, who gets there first. Clock ticks on to 65. Robertson. Caldwell back the way to Taiwo. Well, again, not the best first couple of touches in the game. The match he's been brought on to make an impact on. Hibs scored more in the last round of this competition here at Easter Road than they have in the entire season so far at home. 4 times in the league, 5 times against Stranraer, with a Liam Craig hat-trick helping them on their way. Didn't quite come to Walker. He's playing it out of defence eventually. It's McGivern. McGee was a bit late there.
Yeah, yellow for that as well, I think.
It is.
Keep up with the game.
Jordan McGee becomes the 5th Hearts player into Willie Collins' book. It's 5-2 Hibs in that respect. 17-year-old Jordan McGee, the latest offender.
Very similar to Thompson a few minutes ago.
Free kick taken by Thompson, that's McGivern. It's harmless.
Yeah, it's that area, he's hitting us the wrong area for me. From left here, you should be hitting it deep, try to get a Hibs head on it and knock it back into the box, but when you put it to the central areas, 18 yards out, McGivern's never scoring from there.
Very animated technical area, as you might expect. An Edinburgh derby under the floodlights. The Hearts' hero so far is Ryan Stevenson. They look quite relaxed right now into the final quarter. His fans biting their fingernails. It's taking an age over the free kick. Eventually it's released by McGee. Spoon it away. It's a Heart still. 16,797 inside Easter Road tonight. They'll be clock watching very soon if they're not already. There was one at least was there. McDonald. Patterson took that down well. No pressure from McGivern. After all that, it is a Hibernian ball. It was a difficult ball for Vine to try and control there. The frustration is creeping down onto the turf as Vine knocks it back out to Craig. Oh dear. It sums it up a bit there for Hibs.
It's a good build-up again, fine pass into Vine from McGivern, but when he lays it to Craig, I think it should be whipped first time. Yet again, he takes a touch and loses that momentum. With a few valuable seconds used up.
They haven't really recovered from the kick in the guts they got with the Ryan Stevenson goal, have they? It's not as if their heads have gone down, just don't seem to have the same belief that they had pre-goal.
Yeah, they're trying to play, but I think you've got to hand it to Hearts as well, just with the system they've set up, and they're making it difficult for them now. And then the pressure's on as well, and the expectancy, and Hibs aren't really handling that side that so far.
Stevenson did well because it looked as though his decision was going to cost Hibs there, taking Stevenson. They're cutting the situation down. This is Hanlon. Craig. Tybalt. Oh, again. Oh, the boos are ringing out now. That's exactly what you don't want to see as a manager. Your players that was Liam Craig and Tom Tywell in the space of about a minute. They've just thumped the ball out, and when the supporters see that kind of thing, they do get in the players' backs. The frustration boils over. And that's strong from Ryan Stevenson against Hanlon. Bites back at him. Hearts corner.
He's not the quickest, Ryan Stevenson, but that bit of experience, and he uses his body well. Just bumps Hanlon, and Hanlon's forced to give away a corner. It's just really good play, hold up play from him as well.
Just 19 minutes to go. McCarthy's corner again. Oh, the goalkeeper seemed a bit indecisive himself there. Ben Williams got it away. That's Hamill. He'll be quite happy with that, given the Hibs were pressing. So you're Pat Fenlon, Billy Dodds, and you're looking at the clock. It's ticking down, 18 and a half to go. What do you do?
Panic? No, I think Zubir is an absolute certainty. Just to come on, that little bit of flair, just something different to mix up, to create something, because they haven't been creating, especially in that final third.
This is Craig. Hibs fans weren't happy with the substitutions that Pat Fenlon made here against Aberdeen on Saturday. It's another decision that's gone against them here. It is a Hearts ball. No sooner as Billy Dodds said it, but Abdullah Zubir is going to be on in just a moment or two for the home team.
Interested to see how they take off. If you were saying that, Liam, about getting the bird Pat Fenlon from some of the Hibs fans, not sure if you can maybe do something with Tywell. Maybe sacrifice him, push Robertson in one, and play Zubir on that right hand side.
As far as goals are concerned, Paul Heffernan's looked the most likely for Hibernian. Of course, he's cup-tied tonight, having played just 20 or so minutes for Kilmarnock in their defeat to Hamilton. But here they go, Vine touching in for Craig. There's no flag! McDonald's in again! But that's got to go down as a poor miss this time from a Hibernian point of view. And that was from Liam Craig, and that was the golden moment.
It's a little bit of luck that they needed, and you can only say it's on his wrong foot, it's on his right foot, but he's still got to make sure he strikes through it better than that. What an opportunity, and a lost one now.
Another huge moment.
You can just see it's Danny Wilson coming out there and just kicks it right off there, clearly onside there. It's the right foot, just make sure you smash it. He goes for guidance, doesn't he? It's another good stop from McDonald. He's had a fine night, McDonald. Just put it in a far corner maybe. Goes near post. McDonald's still got to save it.
I was talking about Paul Heffernan being good for a goal for Hibs this season, but Liam Craig's done okay himself. He's got 6 so far, and you would have put your mortgage on him banging Hibs level in this game with that chance there. McDonald still has to make the save. He did make the save, but whereas the 2 saves in the first half, the one in particular was outstanding, that was more down to Liam Craig missing it.
Yeah, he scored a cracker against Partick Thistle. See the foul there clearly, but he scored a cracker against Partick Thistle in the league a few weeks ago. But I think he should have gone for power there or far corner.
And Tom Tywell is the player who's going to come off for Hibs, and he is going to be replaced by the Frenchman Abdullah Zubir, who's on loan from Istra. Callum Patterson's off the park just now as well. He's waiting to come back on.
I think it's that one I said, Liam. Robertson will just go in one, plays a beer on that right hand side.
Scored and impressed against Stranraer the last time. He's going to have to wait a little longer. It's Hamill, it's a handball though. Just feel there's plenty more in this derby yet. Could still be a long night. 15 minutes to go. Still time for the men in green and white. And he's disappearing all the time as Zubir waits and waits and waits. Hibs fans want him on. Pat Fenlon, like a caged lion down in his technical area. And once again, it's a poor ball. And once again, the supporters venting their fury. And now the change will be made with 14 and a half to go plus injury time. Zubier replaces Taibo. A very different kind of player.
Can he turn it? That is a question. When they've got it into that final third, they just haven't created enough. Well, he's certainly a man that can do that.
We've seen plenty drama in the League Cup this season already. More will we see in the capital. Long from McDonald, won by McPake. That's McHattie. Long from Paul Hanlon. And it's with Holt. Down he goes under the challenge of Lewis Stevenson to Hart's free kick. Eats up more time too.
Yeah, tug on the jersey and the arm. They're not going to get away with that tonight. Willie Collum nearly booked everybody who's been late or a little pull the jersey.
Yep, 3 yellows for Hibs now. Hearts with 5. Hearts free kick. Remember, if the game finishes after 90 minutes, we will be on air for half an hour at our website, bbc.co.uk/sportscotland, with all the post-match reaction. McHattie's free kick in. It's invaded everyone apart from Patterson, who tries to rescue it. Blocked off there by Hanlon.
Not committing too many forward, are they? Hearts only 2 in the box for that free kick.
And it's Ryan Stevenson again. The man with the dodgy knee.
Not that dodgy.
Absolutely not. Forced him off early against Kilmarnock on Saturday. A 2-0 defeat. They did not perform. Kilmarnock cantered to that victory. They've been a very different animal tonight. Of course, Gary Locke, a veteran of Edinburgh derbies, will have told his players exactly what he was expecting from their performance tonight as we go into the final 12 minutes. It's Hanlon. This time the foul goes against Ryan Stevenson. Semi-final draw is made tomorrow afternoon at the National Stadium, 3 o'clock to be exact. Inverness Caley Thistle already there. 6 other teams trying to get there. No goals between Morton and St Johnstone, the second half of which underway at Capello. No goals between Motherwell and 10-man Aberdeen, who had Joe Shaughnessy sent off early on in that one. Hearts with 1 foot in the semi-finals as things stand. They won their semi-final here last season on penalties, of course, because they've won their last 4 League Cup ties. When they have won them, they've won them on kicks from the penalty mark. Vine goes down, no free kick. McGivern comes off Hamill, but it's McDonald's all the way.
Struggling for ideas just now, Hibs. Still working down this left-hand side. I think you've got to get the ball to Zubier. He's fresh, see what he can do.
This is Hanlon. Well won by Robertson. That's better from him. He's been on the periphery of things since the opening 25 minutes of the match. Vine's ball in, away by Wilson. Great header. Yeah, it's got Jamie Walker on his bike. Checks and finds Holt. And now Stevenson. Can't take your eyes off this. Ryan Stevenson's ball in, looking for Robinson. Keeps it going, back for Walker, who's capable from outside the area. Robinson again, poor touch from him. Don't allow Hibs to mop up. We're in the final 10 here. Vine did well, that was strong. I think the Hibs fans want this in the box, it keeps coming back the way.
They want width, Liam, but they want it high up. You can see the full-back still deep. Want to push on. 10 minutes to go.
Zubier with his first real touch, setting up Robertson there. Gets it back from Caldwell. Vine. And now Zubier. Oh, he's looking for the shot. It was taken away from him by Vine. Craig. And McGivern. Corner.
His head for that far corner. Maybe McDonald would have got it, but he can only agonisingly glare at it once it takes a deflection. Just hits it McGivern right foot. Oh, McDonald gets that little bit of luck again. He's been outstanding. Bit of luck there.
Hibs' fourth corner of the evening. Thompson goes back to Stevenson. Need to retreat a bit. Now with Williams, you can hear what the Hibs fans make of this.
I know they're frustrated, but they're just putting more pressure on the players, and they don't seem to be handling it at this moment in time.
They've seen this movie so often before in recent times, though, that you can understand the frustration from the supporters.
You can't say Pat Fenley's not made the right subs. He's put Zubier on, he's taken Taiwo off. I think the fans wanted that.
Robertson, it's for Vine, goes down. And just slipped. Just inside the penalty area. Thompson, Vine flicking it back to Caldwell, but it's away again. Tate does enough. Stevenson's there though for Hearts. Brilliant play from him. Now it's Holt who's on his own right now. He's back to Patterson.
That's a lunge.
Yeah, he was caught there. McPake's in trouble, he's off. Hibs down to 10 men. It's going from bad to worse for the Hibees. 1-0 down against a team who weren't expected to make any kind of impact here tonight. And now they have been reduced in numbers. James McPake with the lunge on Callum Patterson. And with just 7 minutes to go, the mountain just got bigger for the hosts.
Well, I said that modern day football, two-footed, no doubt, off the ground, could break his leg, and I watched James McPake's reaction. Not too much complaint. He knew he was going. Handed the armband over, and off he pops. And it could be that Hibs' chances all but gone.
Yeah, are they going up the tunnel with their skipper, who doesn't know where to look? Well, he's had something to say to the Hearts technical staff as well on his way up the Easter Road tunnel. The Hearts fans just behind Ben Williams' goal, beginning to sense that this is their night. They think they're there. This League Cup quarter-final have just tilted a little bit further towards the men from the other side of the city. Ben Williams with the armband now. Callum Patterson carrying a knock as well. Gary Locke waits as McHattie goes for goal. Pinched off Robinson by Caldwell, did well there, but Wilson very cool defending from him. Showed too much of it for Robertson though. Walker's there. Callum Patterson just coming back onto the park now. Hearts yet to make a change. This young team being put through the ringer. At the moment they're going to come out the other end sparkling. The semi-final place is just 5 minutes away unless the 10 men of Hibernian can launch some kind of comeback.
Yeah, Lewis Stevenson on this left-hand side now, his natural side. McGivern going into centre-half. Got to have a real go even with the 10 men, and that'll leave them exposed.
Hibs down to 10, Aberdeen down to 10 at Fir Park against Motherwell. Last we heard, still nothing each there. Nothing each still between struggling Championship side Morton and St Johnstone. Former Saints player Liam Craig goes down and wins the free kick for his new team.
I think take your time and make sure it was in the box. I think it's hard to shift it and pass it, to make passes to get it up into the Hearts box. It's just a case of thump it forward.
McGivern duly does. But to no effect. This is Walker, loves to take the ball for a run, and Ryan Stevenson is, the way they say, he's becoming a more and more attractive option to the right. Scott Robertson is the latest to get in bother with Willie Collum. It's a yellow for the Hibs number 8. Cynical challenge.
Yeah, he had to take one for the team, Robertson. All over Walker. He had to do it. Just shove, clumsy. Bookings are like confetti now, aren't they? Yellow cards.
I think that's 9 yellows in total, plus the McPake red for Willie Collum. Hearts free kick. And again the clock ticks down further. 3.5 to go plus injury time. Hamill with it. Take a nick on its way through to Williams. They absolutely battered Hearts in that opening exchange, the opening 20-25 minutes of the game. They are behind, and where there is time, there is hope. And a little bit more vanishes as Caldwell feels to control.
Again, it breaks down. Just a better touch needed by Caldwell. He probably gets a left foot strike away. So disappointing. They found it hard this second half, credit to Hearts, but they missed the one big opportunity. Liam Craig got to go for power on that far corner.
And Jamie McDonald with a few saves, including that one from Liam Craig, the Paul Hanlon header that came off the post. They had a glut of chances, particularly in the first half, but the pressure looks like it's going to be right on the Irishman Pat Fenlon once again. This is Lewis Stevenson. We've still got time. Zubia.
Nowhere to go.
Great play though from McHattie. He's snapping at Zubier's heels. He gave him nowhere to go. That's McGivern. Fine. Slips at the crucial moment again. Sums it up for the Hibees.
Good knockdown by Robertson. He's on the stretch, Vine. Maybe just concentrate and take a touch. Tries to hit the shot on the stretch. Never going to work.
Kevin Thompson. Again, he showed too much of it. Walker will go for that. Given away by Thompson. Walker's got an option there, and Robinson, who's got Walker again if he wants him. This is Walker. Tried to pull it back to Holt. Stevenson.
Yeah, he's tired. If he could have got the body open, he would have seen Callum Patterson on this right hand side. Great play from Walker. Give and go, clearly on again. It's a good defender, isn't it? Hangs out a leg handling. And there, if you can open up the body, you see Patterson coming into picture now.
Well, he's going to play the 90 minutes, Ryan Stevenson. He wasn't expected to play one. So McGivern goes back to his keeper. There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end here. A minimum of 3 minutes for Hibs to try and rescue the situation they find themselves in. They're down to 10 men. They're a goal down as well in this League Cup quarter-final. That's a poor touch from Vine.
You know that the striker started brilliantly in this match, and it's just deteriorated.
It's been the goal, hasn't it? The goal has just knocked the stuffing out of them. Any wind they had in the sails was taken from them as soon as Ryan Stevenson thumped the ball behind Ben Williams and into the net. They've not been the same team since then.
Yeah, the top players show a reaction. They really do. Hibs just haven't been able to.
This is Zubia. Vine. Space out in the Right hand side for Caldwell. Zubier. What can he do with this? He's found Craig. 2.5 minutes left. Craig's cross blocked at source by McGee. McGivern. Billy Brown, Gary Locke urging the Hearts players out here. They're very deep as that comes in towards Vine. Away by Wilson. And again by the skipper.
Talked a lot about Hibs and how they haven't reacted so far, you have to say, in this half, but you have to credit Hearts. Young lads, inexperienced, even their experienced ones are young, and they are standing firm.
Yeah, they could easily have buckled under that early pressure. Patterson will try and just diffuse this. Gets it away from Stevenson, but he's given it straight to McGivern into the final 2 minutes. It's Jamie McDonald. He's taken Hibs to a couple of Scottish Cup finals. They went out of this competition to Queen of the South last season. Earlier on than this. It's not been a kind competition for him. And Jamie McDonald stumped that right into the main stand.
Robinson cramp, that's why.
No surprise, Gary Locke hasn't made any changes. He's kept them all on the park. I think he's going to make a change this time. And this will eat up more time. Callum Tapping getting ready to come on. The Hearts fans think they're there already. We are into the final minute of stoppage, and be a wee bit added on at the end of that as Scott Robinson is replaced by Callum Tapping. Still the man wearing number 20, the 20-year-old Tapping waits. Now he's on. It's now or never for Hibernian. Paul Hanlon. Route 1. This is Robertson. Still they can't get past that maroon rear guard. It is a brick wall. They can't break it down. The 3 minutes of stoppage time are up, just about. Vine in, and McDonald holds on, and he will not be letting go of that until the last possible second. This could be time up.
Oh, I can't believe Caldwell doesn't get across the front post area. He just stands and hopes when the ball's coming to him. Vine did well.
Still we play on. This is Vine. Wilson away. And now it's with Holt. Hearts can't be hurt as long as they have it, and they have it with Walker. Of course, the Hibs fans heading for the exits already. Jamie Walker goes down, wins a free kick, and that, surely is that Billy Dodds.
Yeah, for a guy so young, showing his experience there, only one place he was going. Walker for the corner flag, invites a foul off at Thompson. That should be just about that, as you say.
It is. Just listen to the roar from the Hearts supporters who came here more in hope than expectation of being able to knock out their big rivals, their capital rivals, but they have done just that. They weathered a storm in the opening 20-25 minutes of this game. They were taking a pounding in that first half. Jamie McDonald with a couple of wonder saves, one in particular which he saved onto the crossbar from Scott Robertson. He's the big hero though, Matt. He's the one who will have the headlines in the morning. Ryan Stevenson with his goal, and it was a sight to behold. The classic sucker punch, having been up against it. The team in administration have got another round to go through, more money for them. They have much bigger battles off the park, Doohard and Midlothian. But on the park, they have had 11 lions out there for them tonight. Hibs, despite all the credit they'll get for the opening 20-25 minutes, could not penetrate. Ryan Stevenson is the hero for Hearts. Gary Locke will thank every single one of his players. He didn't make a change till the final minute of the match. It is Hearts who will go through to the League Cup semi-final draw. It finishes here. Hibernian 0, Heart of Midlothian 1.
They are 15 points adrift at the bottom of the Scottish Premiership. Only 3 of their players tonight were over the age of 20. The odds were so heavily stacked against Gary Lock and his team tonight. And they have pulled off an amazing victory, having been so much under the cosh in the first half hour here at Easter Road. Hibs could just not take their chances. Jimmy McDonald has something to do with that. And Ryan Stevenson struck in spectacular style. And even that early in the game, Michael Stewart, no way back for Hibs.
No, you know, Billy Dodge said in commentary there that you're expecting a reaction. Good players give you a reaction. Unfortunately for Hibs and the Easter Road faithful, it was a long time after the goal. You know, it was 34th minute, I think, Hearts scored in, and they never looked as if they were going to get back into the game as soon as Hearts scored. And that's a sad indictment of the Hibs team and obviously the players that Pat Fenlon's put on the pitch.
That's a big plus, isn't it, Ian, for a young team, and it's a major minus for Pat Fenlon and his team.
Yeah, I think we have to give Hearts tremendous credit. That's a remarkable win coming here with the team they have, and the confidence knocked a little bit. And we talked about pressure at the start of the game, about Hibs had all the pressure, and I agreed with Billy Brown. The pressure was all on Hibs, and even more so when they went down.
I'm going to interrupt you. Let's hear from Ryan Stevenson with Alistair Lamont now.
Ryan, many congratulations. Just sum up the emotions at the end of that game.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think you know, after the recent run of form we've had, you know, some poor results. So you know, we knew it was a big game for us all. Obviously, being a derby and in the cup as well, it's a sort of a good distraction for us away from the league. So you know, it's a massive result for us, and it's something you know, we'll look to build on now.
25 minutes into that game, and it was backs to the wall for Hearts, and then you produced an unstoppable shot. Where did that come from?
I don't really know. Probably because I was tired at the time. I just thought I'll, you know, turn on this and give it a hit, and you know, luckily enough it went in the top corner. But you know, fair play to Hibs, they came out and they went at us for the first 25 minutes. But you know, we defended well, and Jamie McDonald made some great saves. So you know, we'll take the 1-0 victory.
What does it say about the heart of this young side to put in a performance like that and keep Hibs, deny Hibs really only, I think, one shot they had, but after your goal, you know, how did that come about? Yeah,
you know, recently we've taken a bit of stick, you know, because we're young and we're full of young players, but you know, we're getting experience, and we know we've played well pretty much most of the season, so you know, we'll be all right. We'll do well.
Good man, well done, Ryan.
Right, cheers, thank you.
It was a surprise to see his name on the team sheet pre-kick-off. He put in a hell of a shift, and he did this.
Fantastic goal. I mean, this was a lot of these aimless type balls from Hearts. They didn't have great possession, but not the best of layoffs to him. And he says he was maybe feeling a wee bit tired. Well, if he does that when he's feeling a wee bit tired, we'll take that and we'll see what he's like when he's actually got a wee bit of energy, because that is a fantastic finish. Not a great clearance there from McPake, not a fantastic layoff, but he doesn't even have to look at the target. He just lets it roll across his shoulder and bang, one touch right in the back of the net. Unbelievable finish.
As Michael said, that's 34 minutes in. I think the big surprise, if you're a Hibs fan, is that there was so little from them, really, between then and time up.
There wasn't much. You had obviously Liam Craig's effort in the second half, but apart from that, you're struggling to think of a good chance. I think at half time, the team thought it was quite easy. I felt for Hibs at half time was keep doing what you're doing, because the way they went about the business in the first 34 minutes was exceptional. Get the ball up to the strikers as quick as you can and give them some service and feed off them round about them. And that's the most important thing. You've got two big guys up front. Once that ball goes in the air or along the deck up to them, you must get round them. You have to get round them.
Let's just round things up before we go in terms of all the League Cup quarter-finals. Inverness, of course, were winners after extra time. That amazing game last night in the Highland capital. Hearts victors in the Edinburgh derby. The other two latest scores, Capello, Stillmorton 0, St Johnstone 0. The championship strugglers are all square, and it's Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0 at Fir Park, and of course Aberdeen are down to 10 men Joe Shaughnessy. If you're watching us on the BBC website, stay where you are, because there's more chat to come. If you're watching on telly, then you can go to the website to see a little bit more. If not, it's bye for now, and it's Hearts who are through to the quarter-finals, the semi-finals even.